So we are doing the skin review video. You had asked us to draw the skin and label all parts, including the epidermis, dermis, and hypodermis. Then we label layers of the epidermis and the dermis and explain the functions of the skin. So we're going to start a little bit about the skin. The skin is a protection against bacterial invasions, chemicals, dehydration, abrasions, UV lights, temperature regulation, dilation, constriction of the blood vessels, and sensation of environment conditions, and synthesis of vitamin D, lack of vitamin D, and excretes of waste like ammonia, salt, and uric acid, absorption of fats, soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K, also estrogen, nitrogen, and nitroglyceria, I think it's, I don't know. And immunity. Certain cells of the epidermis defend the body. So a little bit about the, one more thing about the skin. It is the largest organ in our body. A little bit about the layers. The epidermis is the outermost layer of the skin, waterproof barrier, and creates the skin tone. Dermis is beneath the epidermis, contains tough connective tissue, hair follicles, and sweat glands. The deeper subcutaneous tissue, which is the hypodermis, is made of fat and connective tissue. Here is my picture labeling everything. Oh, excuse my troubles. Wow, okay, so I drew it in the book. There it is. You've got the epidermis, the dermis, and the hypodermis. You've got the sweat gland and the hair follicles and the spinous cell layer, which is there. Okay. So the next thing we were told to do is the ABCDs of the moles. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the picture first, and then I'll explain a little bit about it. So you've got the asymmetrical, the border irregular one. You've got color varied, and the diameter larger than the 6 millimeters as overall. So in the asymmetrical one, one half unlike the other. The border irregular is a poorly circumcised border. Color variety varied. I don't know why I keep saying variety, but it's varied. From one area to another, shades of tan, brown, and black, sometimes white, red, or blue. And diameter, like I said, larger than 6 millimeters as a rule. Diameter of a pencil eraser. And then you said draw and explain degrees of burn. So let me get to my burn. Okay. So there are 3 types of burns. There is first degree burn, which pain, redness, swelling, heals in 2 to 3 days, involves only the epidermis, so it's about a sunscreen. Everybody usually gets them. Second degree is pain, redness, blisters, heal in about 3 to 4 weeks, include the epidermis and the upper dermis. So it goes a little bit further in. I didn't draw any pictures, I do apologize. And then we've got, third degree burns. Third degree burns is about grayish or black. So it's basically charred looking. They're pain that first accompanies by massive cellular damage. The burn involves the entire skin and usually requires skin grafts. A little bit about the burns is the rules of 9. It's not quite equal to 100, but this is what they consider it. So 9% of the hand, 18% of the arms, 18% of the trunk, the front of the trunk, 18% of the back of the trunk, and 18% for each leg, and 1% the groin. With the first degree burn, massive dehydration of body fluids. Second is electrolytes enabled or imbalance causing renal shutdown, and third is unsafe temperature fluctuation. That is all on this video about the skin, the ABCDs of moles, and the burns.